Good morning, I'm Paul Buchanan from Graham Watches in the UK. Welcome to the Imperial War Museum at RAF Duxford, where we have this amazing backdrop today of the Avro Lancaster and the Supermarine Spitfire. I'm here at the request of one of my retailers, which is WatchPilot. Akbar and Tim are the founders and owner of that business. Akbar, do you want to introduce yourself and Tim?
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I'm Akbar Hussain, co-founder of WatchPilot. This is Tim Harrison. Tim being a commercial pilot, myself being a watch enthusiast, we actually met by chance.
So over the next 3 weeks we're going to release a series of films. The first film being the history of Graham watches and the history of watches in the UK, going all the way back to the mid-1700s. So without further ado, we're going to get inside and start giving you a little bit of history. So Tim, here we are in the fuselage of the Lancaster. Not much space in here, to be honest. 8 guys would have worked in here. You know, Britain was the cradle and the epicenter of horology and watch manufacture back in the mid-1700s. We actually had some of the top horologists in the world. But before we go there, what we've got to think about is where we are in the mid-1700s. James Cook and Charles Darwin were in South Africa and they were in Australia. They were going around the world on these boats, finding the new worlds, and the government at the time would send them out with a half filled in map, a pencil, the stars above them, compass to help them around the world. That was it. So the government turned around and said they would give a bursary or a bounty to anyone that could create an invention that would help with getting around the world. George Graham created the Graham deadbeat escapement movement, and that's really where we took a massive leap forward. Graham won the £20,000 bursary in the mid-1700s. That's a massive amount of money to win. So if you put it in today's context, that's about £3.5 million, which was how the watch industry moved forward so quickly. It was the first time that they had accurate movements. Here we are back in the fuselage of the Lancaster. As you can see, the pilot seats up the front there. There are over 30 patents for Graham watches and some really important developments and patents they created. 3 in particular: the deadbeat movement we've already discussed. The second one was the 1/16th chronograph, a stopwatch that was accurate to 1/16th of a second. Incredible. And the third one is the patent of the thumb trigger, which is the reason why Tim is in all this regalia here and he's got his watch on his wrist. We're going to talk about that in film too. We're going to talk more about the Second World War and how the pilots and navigators use Graham watches and why they use Graham watches. You're going to see that next week, but what I suggest while you're waiting for that, you go to WatchPilot's website, www.watchpilot.co.uk, have a look at the watches, understand them better, and we'll see you next week.